Well, you're here because you filled out a survey about a guy and he scored a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's not just talking, he truly puts in the effort every day. This man works with discipline and has a sharp mind, so he's likely to make real progress in his career. Expect him to move forward in life, but he may not celebrate or share his success much with others.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he finds it quite hard to handle setbacks calmly. He's likely to get upset quickly, maybe losing his temper, complaining, or even blaming others. You might need to give him space when he's having a rough day, as he tends to carry that stress home.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
At work, people might respect how smart and hardworking he is, but he isn't the warmest or easiest to get along with. He may clash with coworkers or come across as blunt and uncaring, especially in stressful situations. Arguments or disagreements can happen as he's not afraid to show his frustration.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your own career, he will likely keep his feelings to himself and not openly show pride or happiness. Instead of cheering you on, he might become quiet or critical, worried that your success might highlight his own weaknesses. Though he won't lash out or create big dramatic issues, he may act distant or make small, sharp comments.
What if you start earning more than him?
Yes, if you earn more than him, he is likely to feel unsettled inside, even if he doesn't say it aloud. He might not start obvious fights, but you could sense a coolness or notice small, irritated remarks. Sometimes he may act distant or keep his feelings bottled up, making you wonder what's wrong.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He handles money quite carefully and is not the type to spend thoughtlessly. He likes things to be in order, so he usually keeps track of expenses and makes sure bills are paid on time. You might find him strict about spending, sometimes even saying no to things you want.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives within his means and doesn't pretend to be richer than he is. He's practical and takes care to match his lifestyle to what he can actually afford, avoiding flashy purchases or show off moments. You won't see him borrowing just to impress others or making promises he can't keep.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is quite tight with both money and his way of thinking. He finds it hard to be generous, whether it's sharing cash or showing kindness in small ways. He's not mean, just more focused on control and caution than on making others feel special.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He tends to be private and can be controlling about money matters. While he keeps things in order, he might not share details or talk openly about financial decisions, even with those close to him. It's not that he's hiding something terrible, but he prefers to be the one in control rather than making joint plans.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is likely to believe that housework has certain rules and routines, and he expects you to handle your share without complaint. He may not see chores as just your responsibility, but he also isn't quick to jump in and help out, especially with tasks he thinks aren't his. If something is messy or out of order, he'll definitely notice and might point it out or get annoyed. But don't expect him to pick up the slack cheerfully. You may find yourself doing more unless you speak up clearly and set fair rules together from the start.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's more likely to supervise than to roll up his sleeves and pitch in. If something needs to be cleaned or fixed, you'll find him pointing it out or telling you how it should be done, rather than quietly doing it himself. He believes in routines and order but doesn't always show it by actively helping out.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He tends to argue to prove he's right rather than truly listening to your side. When there's a disagreement, he gets caught up in defending his point of view, sometimes raising his voice or making sharp remarks. It's difficult for him to see things from another angle in the heat of the moment.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he can lose control of his words and may say things that hurt your feelings or sound harsh. He finds it hard to keep calm, and his frustration might show up as raised voices, sharp remarks, or even blaming you for things that went wrong. Remember, you don't have to accept being hurt with words, even if he apologizes later.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he gets angry very quickly, often over things that might seem small to you. His temper is short, and arguments or raised voices can happen more often than you'd like. Love should feel safe, not stressful.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it hard to say sorry and mean it. Instead of taking responsibility for his actions, he is more likely to blame you or point out your mistakes when things go wrong. This can leave you feeling unheard and carrying the weight of every argument.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He may struggle with respecting boundaries, especially if he's not used to being told no. Sometimes he might push back, question your reasons, or try to change your mind rather than stopping right away. This can make you feel pressured or uncomfortable. It's very important to stand firm and make your boundaries clear from the beginning.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of understanding or asking how you feel, he may become upset, distant, or even make hurtful remarks as if your no is a rejection of him as a person. He doesn't easily separate your needs from his own feelings, which can put unfair pressure on you.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
You should be careful here. He might not always handle private moments with the care and respect they deserve. This lack of sensitivity can make you feel exposed or betrayed, especially when you're most vulnerable.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He's generally not easily distracted by other women. His focus tends to remain steady once he's committed. He doesn't seek out new adventures or excitement just for the thrill, and he usually keeps his promises. However, while he stays loyal in actions, his way of showing love may still feel distant or cold at times, as he isn't naturally affectionate or warm hearted.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He isn't the overly possessive type who constantly watches over you or acts out of jealousy. His need for control is more about keeping his own life and routines in order, rather than controlling your every move. If you're hoping for a partner who's trusting and not smothering, he fits that picture, but warmth may still be missing.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
With him, what might look like a protective nature is really more about wanting control, not genuine care. He likes things done his way and gets frustrated when you don't follow his rules or routines. This isn't the gentle, kind protection that comes from love. It's about keeping everything tightly managed.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He's more likely to expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. While he believes in having routines and keeping things in order, he won't naturally step in or share the responsibilities equally. If something isn't done the way he prefers, he may comment or criticize, but helping hands and true teamwork may be rare.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he's likely to lose his temper rather than stay calm. He reacts quickly with frustration and may raise his voice or say things that can hurt their feelings. Instead of helping them feel safe and understood, he might criticize or scold, making the children more fearful or unsettled during tough moments.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He may find it difficult to fully support you as both a mother and your own person. While he respects routines and responsibilities at home, he might overlook your need for time, space, and growth outside of motherhood. For true support, you'll need to speak up clearly about your needs and make sure your dreams aren't set aside.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might seem fine with your career at first, but later expect you to step back or quit once you have a child. He values routines and traditional roles and may believe a mother's main job is at home. Don't ignore that uneasy feeling. Talk openly before big life changes so you both understand what you want for your future and family.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is more likely to act polite on the surface with your parents rather than showing real warmth and affection. He'll probably follow social rules and behave formally, saying the right things and maintaining good manners, but genuine connection or heartfelt gestures might be missing. True closeness will take effort and may not come naturally to him. He is more likely to expect your family to adjust to his ways rather than the other way around.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's likely to make things worse, not better. He doesn't handle pressure calmly and may react with impatience, criticism, or even anger. This can turn a small family issue into a bigger conflict, leaving you caught in the middle.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might seem modern and open minded when it's just the two of you, but then expect you to behave like a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. He may ask you to dress, speak, or act differently when family is around, caring a lot about routines and what others think. This double standard can leave you feeling pressured to change yourself to fit into different roles, even if it doesn't feel natural to you.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he's more likely to stay out of it or quietly side with his family rather than standing up for you. He prefers keeping order and avoiding conflict with his relatives, so he may expect you to adjust or solve the problem on your own. This can leave you feeling alone and unsupported when you need him the most. So it's important to discuss how you'll handle family issues as a team.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He does have some mummy's boy tendencies, meaning he is likely to put his mother's wishes and opinions first, especially in a conflict between you and her. Standing up for you against his mother does not come easily to him. This can make you feel unsupported and alone, especially during tough moments.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is likely to share details of your fights or private matters with his mother or sister, especially if he feels upset or unsure about what to do. This habit can lead to outsiders having a say in your personal life and may leave you feeling exposed or betrayed. You should talk openly about what should stay between husband and wife and set limits early on.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So that's the story. This guy scores a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short of the standard we would want. Being in a relationship with this man day in and day out can feel steady but emotionally distant. He is hardworking, responsible, and dependable when it comes to routines and providing for daily needs.